So I absolutely notice people watches. Since I got into this hobby, I constantly look at people's wrists, what they're wearing, and I'm trying to guess what is this watch. But it feels so awkward and weird to ask a random stranger about his watch on the street, because first you've been really staring at his wrist like this, and then suddenly you jump at him, hey, very interesting watch, what is that? He or she might be a real watch enthusiast, or just a normal person who would think you're a maniac. It's like asking a girl for a phone number on the street. Not that I ever do it, because I'm happily married. Once I was on a party and the host was wearing this cool looking watch. From a distance it's really hard to see what it is. At some point I just came to him and I said, hey, nice watch, what is that? And so he was very confused because he was wearing a fashion watch. He said, it just tells the time, I like it. And I felt suddenly so weird. It's like I would be commenting on his jeans. Hey, nice pair of jeans. That's creepy, that's like weird. And I felt really bad, but later at the same party was another guy and it was very clear that he was wearing a real automatic nice watch. I didn't have the guts to approach him, and so right before I was leaving, I said, hey, by the way, nice watch. And you know what he said? He said, oh, thank you, I was looking at yours, what is that? Two awkward idiots circling each other in one room, secretly eyeing the wrists of each other. How stupid is that? He was wearing a Tudor Black Bay, I was wearing my Orient Mako 40. But it's not about the price, it's about the connection. And the thing is, the more known the brand is, the more hyped it is, the less interested I am to connect with this person. I live in Switzerland, I see a lot of people wearing Seamasters, Speedmasters, Rolexes. They just like, it's boring. I know I shouldn't judge people based on the watches they wear, but I do. I was in a restaurant one day and the waiter was wearing a diver, green dial, good looking watch. Somehow in my mind, I assumed that that looks very much like Orient Star. So finally I approached him and I said, hey, it's a very good looking watch. And he was so flattered. He said, oh, it's a Certina. He didn't even remember the model. It was a Certina DS Action Diver. It's a good brand, it's a good watch. But they're everywhere here. You can buy them on every major shopping street. And there is nothing unique about this. And I got disappointed because it wasn't something rare. I was at another party once and I saw a guy wearing a small vintage watch. So I asked him, hey, what's this watch? And he said, oh, you probably never heard about this brand. It's Edox. I said, of course I know Edox. And he was shocked. So we had a little conversation, turned out he's so much into vintage. That was really cool. We had like a real, watch talk. I was so happy. For me, it's much more interesting to see somebody's wearing something rare, like an Edox, Epos, Ollech and Wajs. How many of these brands do you know? Have you heard of at least one of those three? Recently I discovered a watch brand called Darwil. Darwil Secret Agent. Don't expect me to show you the picture. Go check it out, Google it. If I see somebody wearing this watch, I'll jump into him and say, hey, nice watch, you want to grab some beers? It's really weird, like how quickly you can become from a normal person to this kind of weird guy staring at people's wrists and trying to guess what their watch is. I do that because I just feel alone. So yes, people notice your watch, but only weird people like me and maybe like you.